I want to speak to the heart of someone who's been drowning in the noise, whether it's the opinions of others, the pressure of expectations, or even the chaos that life sometimes brings your way. I need you to hear me when I say this. There's power in silence. There's something sacred in choosing to be still, in focusing on yourself, not out of selfishness, but out of self-care. Sometimes the world wants to tell you who you should be, how you should move, and where you should go. But what if I told you the greatest power comes not from moving with the crowd, but from moving in alignment with your own soul? From giving yourself the space to grow, heal, and become all that you were meant to be. Today, we're going to talk about something that will shift your perspective and free you from the expectations you've been carrying. We're going to talk about the importance of focusing on yourself and staying silent, not to escape, but to elevate, not to hide, but to heal. So let go of everything that's been distracting you. For a moment, just breathe and tune in, because this journey is about you. It's time to invest in you. Let's go. Self-awareness is the foundation of growth. It is the key to unlocking a deeper understanding of who you are, what you need, and where you're going. Without self-awareness, we often live life on autopilot, reacting to the world around us instead of responding intentionally. In a world filled with distractions, it's easy to lose touch with yourself, to get caught up in what others are doing, or to conform to expectations that don't align with your true desires. Without taking the time to understand who you are at your core, your growth will always be limited. Self-awareness means being in tune with your emotions, your thoughts, and your behaviors. It means recognizing your strengths and weaknesses without judgment, seeing where you excel and where you might need to improve. It's about understanding your triggers, what makes you react in certain ways, and being able to pause and reflect before responding. This kind of awareness allows you to choose how to show up in the world instead of letting the world dictate your responses. It empowers you to make decisions that align with your values rather than being swayed by external pressures. When you are self-awareness, you are better able to identify what you truly want. So many people wander through life chasing goals that are not their own. They may pursue careers or relationships based on what others have defined as successful, only to feel unfulfilled when they achieve them. Without self-awareness, you can easily end up on a path that isn't yours to walk. But when you know yourself, you can set goals that reflect your true desires, passions, and purpose. You can chart your own course, moving toward fulfillment, not just achievement. Self-awareness also brings clarity. In the noise of daily life, it's easy to get distracted by what's happening around you. The constant flow of information, opinions, and demands can cloud your judgment and make it hard to make decisions. But when you pause and cultivate self-awareness, you create space for clarity. You begin to see your path more clearly, to discern what is truly important, and to eliminate what no longer serves you. This clarity allows you to focus your energy on what will actually help you grow, rather than spreading yourself thin on things that are not aligned with your purpose. Being self-aware also means being honest with yourself. It's about acknowledging where you are and where you want to go without hiding from the truth. Growth requires honesty. It requires you to face your fears, to confront your limitations, and to be willing to make changes. It's easy to stay in denial, to pretend that everything is fine when it's not. But true growth happens when you are brave enough to look at yourself in the mirror and say, I am ready to do the work. Self-awareness requires you to take responsibility for your own development, to acknowledge that change is necessary and that you have the power to make it happen. When you become truly self-awareness, you begin to make decisions from a place of strength and authenticity. You stop making choices based on fear or societal pressures. Instead, you are guided by your inner compass, which knows exactly where you need to go. Self-awareness empowers you to set boundaries, to say no when needed, and to protect your peace. It gives you the confidence to embrace your uniqueness and to stand firm in your truth. Silence allows clarity and healing. In a world that constantly demands your attention, the ability to find moments of silence is a rare but invaluable gift. We live in a time where distractions are abundant, whether it's the constant buzz of notifications, the noise of social media, or the pressure of daily responsibilities. This noise, while often subtle, can drown out your ability to hear yourself, to hear your thoughts, and to hear what your heart is truly longing for. In moments of silence, you create the space to reconnect with your inner voice. And in that stillness, clarity begins to emerge. Silence is not just the absence of sound, it is the absence of external influences, the quieting of the distractions that cloud your judgment and overwhelm your senses. When you step away from the noise of the world, you make room to hear what's happening within you. The voice that is often drowned out by the chaos of life becomes clear. And in that clarity, you begin to understand what is most important. The decisions that seemed overwhelming or confusing become simpler. The path that appeared foggy now feels more defined. Silence has the power to help you see things as they truly are, without the filters of other people's opinions, without the cloud of confusion or fear. In these quiet moments, you gain a deeper understanding of yourself, your desires, and your direction. The clarity that comes from silence also allows you to see things with a fresh perspective. We often become so wrapped up in our day-to-day lives that we lose sight of the bigger picture. The constant activity leaves little room for reflection, and without reflection, we miss the opportunity to truly process our experiences. Silence gives you the space to step back, to observe your life from a distance, and to understand what has worked, what hasn't, and where you need to go next. It's in these quiet spaces that you gain the insight needed to make informed choices, to let go of things that no longer serve you, and to embrace new possibility. In addition to clarity, silence brings healing. The constant noise and demands of life can leave you feeling drained, disconnected, and sometimes even broken. The weight of expectations, both external and internal, can wear you down and prevent you from accessing the peace you need. Silence allows you to rest, to recharge, and to heal from the wounds that life may have inflicted. It gives you permission to pause, to slow down, and to be present with your own thoughts and feelings. In this stillness, you can confront your pain, process your emotions, and release what no longer serves you. Silence gives you the opportunity to tend to your emotional well-being and to nurture your mental health. Moreover, silence creates a sacred space where your intuition can flourish. When the noise subsides, you are more attuned to the wisdom within you. Your intuition speaks louder in the quiet, guiding you with a sense of knowing that can't be rationalized or explained. This inner wisdom becomes a powerful source of direction in your life. It tells you when to move forward and when to hold back, when to speak and when to listen. In silence, you connect with this deeper part of yourself, and you begin to trust your inner guidance more fully. Silence, therefore, is not just a tool for clarity and healing. It is a practice that strengthens your connection to your true self. Focus on your purpose, not others' opinions. In a world where comparison is so easily fostered by social media, societal norms, and the expectations of those around us, it's easy to get caught up in what everyone else is doing. We often measure our worth based on the standards set by others, whether it's how we look, what we achieve, or where we are in life. But the truth is, living for the approval or validation of others can keep you from ever fully embracing who you are and what you are meant to do. The only true measure of success is living in alignment with your purpose, not in alignment with the opinions and judgments of others. Your purpose is unique to you. It's a calling that is deeply personal and sometimes even elusive until you choose to give it the time and attention it deserves. When you focus on your purpose, you tune out the noise of outside influences. You stop asking, what should I be doing? And start asking, what am I here to do? Your purpose is an internal compass that guides you through life with a sense of meaning and direction. When you tap into that, you begin to make decisions based on your values and your vision for your life, not based on what others expect or desire for you. It's easy to fall into the trap of seeking validation. We want to be seen, appreciated, and accepted, and so we shape our lives to fit into the boxes that others have drawn for us. But this external focus comes at the cost of internal fulfillment. When we live to meet other people's expectations, we lose sight of what truly matters to us. We lose our sense of self and become a reflection of everyone's desires except our own. But when you make a conscious choice to focus on your purpose, you release the need for validation from others. You no longer seek approval because you are clear on what you are meant to accomplish. And you understand that your worth is not determined by others' opinions. This shift in focus also brings freedom. When you stop worrying about what others think, you open yourself up to new possibilities. You no longer feel trapped by fear of judgment or failure because you are grounded in the understanding that your path is yours to walk. Living for your purpose frees you to take risks, to make mistakes, and to grow from them without the pressure of needing to measure up to anyone else's standard. You become empowered to move forward with confidence because you know that your purpose is greater than any opinion or judgment that might come your way. In focusing on your purpose, you begin to develop resilience. The road to living a life that is aligned with your true purpose is not always easy. There will be obstacles, setbacks, and challenges along the way. But when you are rooted in your purpose, you have a deeper sense of determination and a clear understanding of why you are moving forward. Even when the journey gets tough, the opinions of others lose their power because you are driven by something much more powerful, your own inner conviction. Ultimately, focusing on your purpose allows you to live with intention. You stop being swayed by every passing trend or outside influence, and you begin to make choices that reflect who you truly are and what you truly want. Living this way not only brings a sense of fulfillment, but it also allows you to create a life that is uniquely yours, one that is guided by your own sense of purpose and not shaped by the fleeting opinions of others. In solitude, you discover your true strength. We often associate strength with external actions, the ability to push through adversity, to be constantly on the move, to fight against obstacles, and to meet challenges head on. However, true strength doesn't always manifest in action. Sometimes it reveals itself in moments of stillness and solitude. It is in solitude that you can tap into a deeper well of resilience, uncover your inner power, and realize the strength that lies within you. When you embrace the quiet moments alone with yourself, you begin to connect with the force that is unshaken by external circumstances, the quiet power that exists beyond the noise of the world. Solitude gives you the time and space to reflect, to process, and to listen to your inner voice. In the hustle and bustle of daily life, it's easy to lose sight of your true self. The constant demands of others, the noise of social media, and the pressure of expectations can drown out your inner wisdom. But in solitude, you can reconnect with your authentic self. You have the opportunity to assess where you are in life, where you've been, and where you want to go. This space allows you to reflect on your journey, acknowledging both your triumphs and your struggles, and recognizing how each experience has shaped you. As you do this, you begin to realize that every challenge you've faced has contributed to the strength you now carry. Solitude also allows you to become more self-sufficient. In a world that often tells us we need to rely on others for validation, support, or direction, solitude teaches you how to stand strong on your own. You learn to trust yourself, to depend on your own instincts, and to find comfort in your own presence. This is not to say that you shouldn't seek support from others, but solitude empowers you to develop a deeper sense of self-reliance. It shows you that you can be whole on your own, that you can navigate life's ups and downs with a sense of confidence and stability that comes from within. The more time you spend in solitude, the more you learn how to rely on your own inner strength, creating a foundation of resilience that can't easily be shaken. In solitude, you also become more attuned to your emotional well-being. We often turn to others for advice, validation, or comfort when we are feeling vulnerable, but it is in solitude that you learn to process your emotions on your own. When you allow yourself to sit with your feelings without distraction or outside influence, you begin to understand them more deeply. You become aware of what triggers certain emotions, how you respond to them, and what you need to heal. This self-awareness and emotional intelligence help you build emotional strength, enabling you to face difficult situations with a calm and clear mind. The more you embrace solitude, the more you understand how to navigate the complexities of your emotions without relying on others to validate or regulate them for you. In moments of solitude, you also discover your capacity for growth. Being alone with your thoughts and reflections gives you the opportunity to explore your potential in ways that you might not otherwise. Solitude allows you to tap into your creativity, to think outside the box, and to explore new ideas and possibilities without the pressure of external opinions. When you remove the distractions and expectations of the world, you create a space for your own personal evolution. This is where you start to recognize your true power, your ability to create, to change, and to grow, not because of anyone else's influence, but because you are in tune with your own strengths and abilities. In solitude, you are reminded that your true strength lies within, waiting to be discovered, nurtured, and unleashed. Your energy is precious. Guard it with silence. In a world where we are constantly giving to others, whether it's our time, attention, or emotional labor, it's easy to forget that our energy is one of the most valuable resources we possess. We often expend our energy without thinking, offering it freely to people, situations, and circumstances that drain us. The result is that we end up feeling depleted, overwhelmed, and disconnected from our true selves. However, when you learn to protect your energy, to guard it with intention and purpose, you begin to reclaim the power that is rightfully yours. One of the most effective ways to do this is through silence, creating moments of stillness where you can replenish, reflect, and recharge. The constant flow of external demands can leave us feeling spread thin. Social obligations, work pressures, family expectations, and the bombardment of information from various sources can all take a toll on our mental and emotional well-being. When we allow ourselves to be consumed by the noise, we risk losing touch with what truly matters. Our energy becomes fragmented, scattered across 100 different things, leaving little room for the things that nourish our soul. But in silence, you can regain control over where your energy flows. By stepping back from the chaos, you allow yourself the space to prioritize your needs and focus on what will truly restore you. In moments of silence, you become aware of how you're expending your energy and where it's being drained. You start to recognize the relationships, situations, or environments that leave you feeling drained or depleted. You can identify the subtle ways in which others may be taking more than they are giving, and you can begin to set boundaries to protect yourself. Silence gives you the clarity to discern what is worth investing your energy in and what is not. You stop saying yes out of obligation or fear of disappointing others, and you start saying no when something doesn't align with your well-being. You begin to realize that you don't have to give your energy away. to every person or every situation that comes your way. Guarding your energy doesn't mean being selfish or isolating yourself from the world. It simply means being intentional about how and where you direct your energy. Silence helps you reconnect with your inner voice, enabling you to listen to what your mind, body, and spirit are telling you. When you're not constantly busy or distracted, you're able to hear your needs more clearly. You can recognize when you're feeling drained, when you need rest, or when you need to make changes in your life. Silence helps you tune into your energy levels and shows you how to nurture yourself in ways that promote long-term well-being. Moreover, protecting your energy through silence is an act of self-respect. When you guard your energy, you are honoring your worth. You're acknowledging that you have a finite amount of emotional and physical resources and that you deserve to protect and replenish them. By creating boundaries and embracing silence, you are sending a clear message to yourself and to others that your energy is valuable. You deserve the time and space to recharge and to preserve your peace. In a world that often asks too much of you, silence is a way to stand firm in your own power, to reclaim control over how you invest your energy, and to ensure that you are always in a position to give from a place of abundance, not depletion. As you learn to protect your energy, you begin to notice the difference it makes in your life. You start to feel more grounded, more present, and more connected to yourself. You stop feeling overwhelmed by external forces, and you begin to respond to life's challenges with a sense of calm and clarity. Silence allows you to reclaim the power within, giving you the strength to guard your energy and protect your peace. Growth requires time and patience. Trust the process. In a world that often emphasizes quick fixes, instant gratification, and immediate results, it can be easy to forget that true growth is a gradual process. We live in a society where everything is sped up. Fast food, fast communication, and even fast success. However, real, lasting growth does not happen overnight. It takes time, it requires patience, and it demands that you trust the journey, even when the results aren't immediately visible. Too often we get discouraged because we don't see progress as quickly as we want, or we compare our journey to someone else's. But the most profound growth happens in the quiet, sometimes slow moments where we nurture ourselves and give ourselves grace to evolve at our own pace. When you commit to personal growth, it's important to remember that it is a process, not an event. This journey will have ups and downs, moments of excitement and moments of frustration. There will be times when you feel like you are taking 2 steps forward only to take 1 step back, but this is all part of the process. Growth requires that you accept the ebb and flow of life, recognizing that setbacks are not failures, but opportunities for learning. The challenges you face are not there to hold you back, but to shape you into the person you are meant to become. Each difficulty you encounter is a lesson that brings you closer to your goal, even if it doesn't feel that way in the moment. Patience is key in the process of growth. Just as a plant takes time to grow, develop roots, and reach for the sunlight, you too need time to develop your foundation, learn new skills, and mature emotionally. The seeds of change are planted in your actions, thoughts, and intentions. But it's important to remember that you won't see the full bloom of your efforts right away. The changes you're making now, even if they seem small or insignificant, are laying the groundwork for something much greater in the future. Trusting the process means believing that your efforts are adding up, even if you can't see the results just yet. The fact that you are putting in the work is enough. Trust that it will bear fruit in time. Growth also requires that you embrace the discomfort that comes with change. Growth is not always comfortable. It pushes you out of your comfort zone and forces you to confront your limitations and your fears. But it's in this discomfort that you expand. If you only ever stayed in what feels safe or familiar, you would never experience the depth of transformation that comes with stepping into the unknown. It is only through embracing challenges, learning from your mistakes, and being willing to change that you allow yourself to grow. And in those moments of discomfort, it's important to remind yourself that growth isn't linear. There will be setbacks, days when you feel stagnant or when the progress feels invisible. But this is all part of the process, and it doesn't mean you're not growing. It means you're exactly where you need to be. Trusting the process is also about being kind to yourself when things don't go as planned. We often expect perfection from ourselves, and when we fall short, we can be our harshest critics. However, growth is not about perfection. It's about progress. It's about taking one step at a time, even when that step feels small or insignificant. Every day that you choose to keep moving forward, every time you decide to learn from a setback, you are growing. The key is to remain patient and trust that in time, all of your efforts will align and the transformation you've been working toward will unfold in its own perfect timing.